The Tragedy of Cinema podcast is intended as a family-friendly program that by extension strives to be inclusive to all people regardless of their ethnicity, gender, creed, or any other identifying factors in this incredibly diverse world of ours. With that said, some of the films we discuss may contain serious subject matters or have content considered morally objectionable by today's standards. We do not intend to condone or dismiss these aspects of these films, but our primary focus will be on what we believe the film succeeds at, some fun facts, and our personal enjoyment factors of each film. With that said, we hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, Mrs. Wade!
There's a long goodbye.
Your name, Marlo?
No, my name is Sidney Jenkins.
Come on, let's go inside,
Here,
Marlo.
keep-
We want to talk to you.
Oh, is this where I'm supposed to say, what is all this about? And he says, shut up, I asked the question.
Yeah, that's right.
And it happens every day.
Right profile.
Sit down. What the hell are you doing here? That's right.
I'm going to read this thing, Swanee. Swanee, how I love you, how you...
Should I get Al Jolson?
When some passerby invites your eye to come her way.
There'll be a lot of people looking for me as a result of my lovely wife.
If it was a murderer, he murdered his wife.
That's a lie. I know he didn't kill her. He
And I'll
couldn't
tell you
kill
something else. It's a minor
anybody.
crime. A minor crime, a misdemeanor to kill your wife. The major crime is he stole my money. Your friend stole my money, and the penalty for that is capital punishment.
Even as she smiles a quick hello, you let her go.
I like your face, too. Could you find my husband for me, please, Mr. Marlowe?
You let the moment fly.
I'm a man cannot stand confinement. Who the hell are you?
Well, I'm this here private investigator who was sent here this afternoon to find you.
Did you come here to see me or my wife?
It's none of his business.
Write the check, Roger.
What check?
Write the check, Roger.
Whoa.
Lady, you turn your head. You know you said the long goodbye.
You'll never learn. You're a born loser.
What do you think, Mabel?
Ow!
If you have any trouble, I'll back you up.
I have fresh evidence now for you to reopen the Terry Lennox case.
You ever think about suicide, Marlboro?
Me? I don't believe in it.
Don't you try to be nice to me now. I'm leaving and it's goodbye. I ain't running after you in the rain when you're catching a plane. No more. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'm through this time and I mean it.
Tracy, we are so excited for our upcoming live event in Indianapolis with Tragedy of Cinema and Middle Aged and Creeped Out.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing all of you.
I'm Todd.
I'm Nate. And I'm Sean, and we are middle-aged and creeped out.
We are looking forward to sharing some creepy stories with all of our hometown listeners.
I'm Jimbo with the Tragedy of Cinema.
And I'm Kyle, also with Tragedy of Cinema.
Indy is also our hometown, and we have the perfect horror movie to break down for you guys.
Come out and see us on Saturday, July 16th at the VFW on South Lockburn and help veterans at the same time.
All three shows are clean, so this is a family-friendly event. Tickets are just $20. Seating is limited, so get your tickets now at hillbillyhorrorstories.com.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema. I am your host, Jimbo, and today I'm joined by
The private investigator, Kyle Zahner.
We will be talking about Philip Marlowe movie, The Long Goodbye, episode 106. And Kyle, before we get going, I will have a question for you, but only a few short days. I'm talking like less than a week, maybe like 4 days by the time this comes out, for our live show in Indianapolis, July 16th. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go to hillbillyhorrorstories.com or go to Eventbrite and then search us up.
Yeah, it's funny. The excitement, it's creeping up on me now in a way. It's like, oh gosh, this is real. This is actually happening. And it's like, I'm going to meet all you people and scream. It's going to be great.
Kyle will get there. He'll just sit there quietly the whole entire night.
Just yelp, hi, I'm so happy to meet people. Do you like my show? Don't hate me. It's going to be really, really fun. Bring a Royale cheese.
Kyle, so the question is,
okay,
Kyle, this is about a detective named Philip Marlowe. Who would you say is the greatest detective of all time, non-Batman? I didn't want you to take the cheesy way out.
The greatest detective of all time. Gosh, who was what was his name? I'm thinking of. I'm gonna get it in just a moment here. I gotta make sure I pronounce the name right.
Like David Caruso or whatever his name was.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Death in the Nile character and
Hercule
Poirot. Yeah. I think that's probably one of my favorite. Kind of the quintessential detective, and not like 1950s noir grizzled detective, but like just like cool headed detective, World War II style stuff. I think Poirot is probably the coolest one of the group.
I'm going with Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy's also that is the classic choice. You're not wrong. I won't disagree.
I was going to go with Darkwing Duck, but
Darkwing.
we better go.
I said you can't use Batman.
I did. I used Duckman.
Darkwing Duck. He's so dangerous.
Let's get dangerous. When there's trouble, you
call DW. Darkwing Duck.
So, this movie is one that Kyle suggested, so if you guys hate this movie, it's all his fault.
Exactly. And I've had this one in the backlog since like before we even started recording podcasts
right,
together.
And so I actually watched this movie.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the train wreck as we go along. So
it's hilarious to me because like I've been like having this in the backlog for so long, and then we finally got to it, and then I realized like, oh god, Jim was not going to like this at all, and sure enough, he didn't like this at all. Spoilers, folks.
It's not. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. There's more details than that. It's not that simple.
Yeah, no, it's really not that simple. I mean, how do you put a train wreck, and then we'll just go from there.
Sure.
So Kyle, let's go and talk about The Long Goodbye. What was it?
1973.
I wasn't even born yet.
I know, neither was I. Surprise. Yes, I'll get into it here. The Long Goodbye, released on March 7th, 1973. Directed by Robert Altman, the classic Robert Altman. Also directed the MASH movie and a few other movies too, so great director there. Writers was Lee Brackett for the screenplay, and the original novel was by Raymond Chandler for The Long Goodbye. Producer was Jerry Bick. Composer was John Williams. And let's see here. Moving on to the budget here, we have a budget of $1.7 million. Not necessarily actually that modest for the time, actually, in 1973. And adjusted for inflation, that'd be $11.2 million today. So once again, not aggressively like large or small budget, but just like right at the kind of the money of like what I expect from like 1970s. Gross worldwide though, this is where we get the big bucks rolling in, right? No, this movie flopped so hard. We're talking like Morbius levels of oh no, what did we do?
Give it to us, guys.
Yeah. It grossed a total worldwide of $21,619. $21,000 of a $1.7 million budget.
What was that for inflation?
For inflation, that's $142,323.
Oh,
basically, like you're in the realm of like a small business loan was the earnings of this film. That's kind of like the realm of you're in, like you know, like you can't buy a house to that money today.
Oh wow!
Let alone make your gross worldwide. That's not like even like.
So it wasn't.
That's
just
not even like opening
weekend.
That's not even like opening weekend bad. That's the gross entirely for the film. It's like for years. It's like the theatrical release.
It's like one weekend theater for the Marvel thing.
Exactly.
Just one theater.
Yeah, one theater. Yeah, one theater makes that money for a Marvel movie now. if not a lot more.
For one day.
For one day, even. Yeah.
No, you sure know how to pick them, Kyle.
I know. I sure do. So let's move on to some technical details. Still, I still love this film, by the way. We have technical details. Sound mix. This is a mono audio, so just one channel going on forward. Color info. This is a colored film. And aspect ratio. It's 2.35 by 1. Camera used was the Panavision PSR R200 and the Panavision C-Series lenses, the Panavision Panaflex, and the Panavision C-Series lenses as well. Let's see here, going on to release once again. It was on March 7th, 1973, filmed all over California for the filming locations. Not going to get too in the weeds there in the details. And let's see, going on to the awards. The awards, this movie has like the longest tail ever from like release, no one caring about it, to like years or decades or even half a century later. People were going like, you know, this movie's actually pretty good. Nearly half a century later, not having been half a century yet. It's been only 40 years. 40 years? No, it's 50 years now. 73 to now.
49.
It's 49, almost 50 years. Nearly half a century later, we're getting recognized. So in 2021, just last year, this film was added to the National Film Preservation Board.
For how not to do a movie and how bad it is.
Right. Wow, you were more generous at breakfast today, I'll give it. 1974, it won the Best Cinematography for the National Society of Film Critics Awards, so it was getting recognized for the time, Jimbo, as a good movie. And in 1973, it also was nominated for the Best Film at the San Sebastian International Film Festival.
It's getting awards. They make up awards just to give this movie an award, you know.
The National Society of Film Critics Awards, Jimbo, I think the NSFC would like to have a word with you about their award from 1974.
Let's bring them up. I got some words for them too.
And moving on here, that's all for the awards. Now Pulp Fiction has like 20 pages of awards. And Jimbo still hated that one too.
It was better than this film.
I like Long Way better. Okay, Jimbo, we'll get to it later. We had a reasonable disagreement last week. This week, I'm going to get boxing gloves out. We're going to hash it out. Okay, Long Goodbye cast. We have Elliot Gould playing the classic private investigator Philip Marlowe, previously played by Humphrey Bogart in the 1950s. The Big Sleep. If you remember Philip Marlowe, the book character. Anyway.
Well, we got to do that movie. What did I say? The Lady in the Lake. Is that the name of it I showed you? Where you actually play Philip Marlowe along with Philip Marlowe.
That's right.
Somebody requested that a long time ago, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was, but we're going to do that here soon.
Isn't Lady in the Lake that M. Night Shyamalan film, though? I think you're thinking of the wrong
No,
guy.
that's Lady in the Water.
Oh, it's Lady in the Water. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Elliot Gould also appeared in such films such as Trapper John on the MASH movie back in 1970, I believe it was. I didn't write down the year for that one. He was also in the Oceans movie, Oceans 11, Oceans 12, Oceans 13, released in 2001, 2004, and 2007, respectively. So he was in that trilogy of movies. He was also in Capricorn 1 in 1977. And not his most recent film, but a film a lot of people have probably watched recently in the past 3 years. The movie Contagion in 2011. I feel like a lot of people were watching that in 2020 repeatedly for obvious reasons. But excellent movie right there. Next up, we have Sterling Hayden playing Roger Wade. He was in films such as The Asphalt Jungle in 1950, Johnny Guitar in 1954, and The Killing in 1956. Next up, we have Nina Van Pollant playing Eileen Wade. She was in the movies Jungle Warriors in 1984, American Gigolo in 1980, and The Richest Girl in the World in 1958. Then we have Mark Rydell playing Marty Augustine. He was in movies such as On Golden Pond in 1981, Intersection in 1994, and The Rose in 1979. Then we have Henry Gibson playing Dr. Veringer. He was in the movie The Burbs in 1989, Nashville in 1975, Interspace in 1987.
That's a funny movie.
Yeah. And Jim Bowden plays Terry Lennox. He was in films as, a couple documentaries. He was in the documentary, I believe it was a documentary, I haven't seen it myself, but the Battered Bastards of Baseball in 2014 and Knuckleball in 2012. And he was also in the movie How Did You Know in 2010. Jim Bowden is best known as also being a Major League Baseball player between the years 1962 and 1978. He played for the Yankees, the Braves, the Pilots, and the Astros during his time as a Major League Baseball player. So that's what he's most likely most well known for, not movies, especially not this one because no one saw it. And then last, certainly not least, we have David Arkin playing Harry. He's also another. He was also in the MASH movie in the 1970s, and All the President's Men in 1976, and Nashville in 1975. Robert Altman likes to continually use his actors for every movie he went through an entire career as a director, so that's why you see like Gold and a lot of the actors like reappear, like Henry Gibson and David Arquette for movies like Nashville and those kind of things like too. So is the very short and brief cast.
Forgot one of the main characters.
Who would I forget? Oh,
Morris the cat.
Morse the cat. You're right. I was thinking of the one that with all the muscles. I was thinking of that one.
Oh yeah, well that one too. Yes, this.
But I didn't want to save the. I wanted to save the showstopper for like closer to the end.
Okay, well yeah, it's in my notes. But yeah, Morris the cat. You know, he did his first finicky trick routine in this film. So, Kyle, give us a synopsis of this movie.
Okay, I have the synopsis kind of in my mind this time. Actually, I feel like somewhat prepared. But private investigator Philip Marlowe is met in the middle of the night by his friend Terry Lennox, who he takes to Mexico, who he drives down to Mexico from California over a 4 or 5 hour drive. And by the time he gets back, the cops are waiting for him there, and they arrest him. And they tell him that Terry Lennox had killed his wife, but he doesn't believe them, and he refuses to cooperate with the police. So they keep him in jail for like 2 to 3 days,
yeah.
And then he gets out and he begins investigating what happened to his friend Terry Lennox. And in the meantime, a woman named Eileen Wade calls him to help find her husband, who is an alcoholic and probably in rehab, hiding in a rehab facility somewhere. And as he continues his investigation of both these things, he realizes they're both interconnected in some weird way. And to uncover that whole thing, he has to go through a whole lot of BS. Oh, also there's a drug subplot where another kind of a mobster-like individual is asking him is accusing Philip of stealing his $350,000. And that's interconnected as well with the whole story of Eileen and Terry Lennox and the mobsters. And so Philip Marlowe
all I could think of is
untangle this whole mess.
Come on, Eileen. just what just keeps going.
Oh, come on, Eileen. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about the long, long goodbye.
It's a long goodbye. Hear that song only 20 times in the movie. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing up my next point. Except for "Hooray for Hollywood" at the beginning and at the end. All the music in this film is different arrangements of the theme tune.
A Long Goodbye, playing the piano. There's the Mexican
funeral.
Mexican funeral, right. Long Goodbye. And the very beginning has the original recording of it. And then, I think there's a couple more in there too. And yeah, Hooray for Hollywood, it's uncredited in the movie, and it just appears in the credits scene. So that's all we get there.
Elliot Gould improvised the scene in police custody in which he smears fingerprint ink all over his face.
Getting ready for the game. I'm going to be a football player.
That's just like Kyle on any regular Saturday night. Just the ink just going over his face.
I love the whole style of how he wants to not cooperate with the police and just not saying anything while still talking and owning the scene. Yeah. He controls the whole environment with his attitude right there in a really cool way where it's like the police clearly know the routine. He knows the routine too. So he's just like, I'm just going to ride along this. I'm not giving you anything you want until you give me what I want, which is information about what's going on. So that's really kind of cool to see him be so I feel like this film plays against type because he's a little bit of a foolish looking character, but when push comes to shove, he's a competent Philip Marlowe as a detective still.
Yeah.
So a cool little duality there. Keep going.
The location for Sterling Hayden's home was actually Robert Altman's home at the time.
Oh, cool. Saving money there, that's for sure.
And I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
We want to say
in a minute. The show stops.
Let me just say, I'll be back.
I'll be back to that. Mm-hmm.
Sterling Hayden wrote all of his own scenes. The license plate number of Mercedes-Benz that Eileen Wade drove read "Love You," LOVYOU.
That's hilarious. It's so dark and sad too.
Movie stars impersonated at the entrance of the Malibu Colony by its gatekeeper included who? Do you know?
Oh, gosh, I do not have the list on top of my head. I really don't.
Cary Grant. James Stewart. Barbara Stanwyck. Remember when he's like, hey, that guy back there, he likes Walter Brennan.
I don't know.
It's like, what are you talking about? Philip Marlowe's fee was $50 per day plus expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Marlowe's friend Terry Lennox was a non-actor, former Major League Baseball pitcher Jim Bouton, who is also the author of the best-selling book Ball 4. And here we go. Yes, let me find the actual one I wanted to read. That's not it. That's not it.
Just the
all right, here you go.
Yes.
When the police are responding to the suicide of Roger Wade, Philip Marlowe becomes irate that they don't believe that Roger Wade could have murdered Terry Lennox's wife. He yells that he's going to call Ronald Reagan, who was then the governor, to protest their inaction. In the very next scene, Marlowe is brought to Marty Augustine's office for a shakedown. One of Augustine's bodyguards is an uncredited role of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was later elected governor of California. So technically, Marlowe, in a way, got to meet the governor.
Got to meet the governor.
Right. This is interesting, too. Gold's birthday is August 29th. Judgment Day from Terminator 2, Judgment Day, was also starred. Arnold Schwarzenegger was released on August 29th.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger is so random in that scene. So I remember I was watching, the YouTube channel is dead now, but originally it was called Rev3 Games, and Adam Sessler, popular video game journalist Adam Sessler, was on there, and he recommended the film as like a Netflix promo because it was on Netflix like 1 month only, basically like that. It's like, watch that and you'll see a really interesting interrogation scene in a mobster room, and you'll see an unusual actor being placed there. And sure enough, it's like, I watched the scene and I finally like, wait a minute, that is, oh my god! And you see Arnold Schwarzenegger there, and he's like 3 times the size of every other man in that room. He doesn't have any dialogue, and the only scene he's in is a scene where he has to take off all his clothes. It's just like the most random scene of like, what? Did you just walk on the set and no one said no?
Who's going to go up to him and say no?
Exactly. So you don't belong here. He belongs anywhere he stands.
Right. Yeah, so
it was such a surprise just seeing him randomly.
He didn't have no lines in the film, which is even funnier. But this is
not
actually
even credited in the film.
This is actually his second screen role. Mm-hmm. Do you know what his first one was?
I used to. Was it listed there? Or
no, I don't have it listed.
I'll look it up.
2 taglines on movie posters for the picture were fabricated Philip Marlowe quotes. They were, "Nothing says goodbye like a bullet."
Jeez.
And "I have 2 friends in the world. One is a cat, the other is a murderer." That's like the perfect movie poster.
That's a really good line. I wish they said that in the film.
Sadly, Elliot Gould had not worked in 2 years. Gould had been blackballed in the film industry due to his erratic behavior on the set of A Glimpse of the Tiger.
Yes.
Which eventually morphed into What's Up, Doc?
Mm-hmm.
But Robert Altman insisted on casting Gould in this film, served as a comeback for him.
That's good. That's good to hear. I mean, if anything, I think it would almost damage his career considering how hard it flopped. But it did have critical appraisal.
Do you know what his erratic behavior was, Kyle? You looked at that a little bit.
Supposedly, he was accused of using drugs on the set of Glimpse of the Tiger, and that was causing him not to come on the set on time and do the job. So they canceled that whole production, and that caused him to be blackballed by the film industry because they didn't see him as a reliable actor anymore to actually get the job done. And then also some of his films just weren't as financially successful as they feel like they needed to be for his career to continue growing. I feel like he's kind of been the precipice of being like a mainstream like leading guy or being like a competent supporting actor, and like he's wavered in between those kind of things over his entire career. And so that's where like I wouldn't even say like he got blackballed because he kept making films every single like he was in a lot of films, but like he had diminished roles kind of going up and down. So that's the thing he kind of had.
So are you saying he is the original Tiger King?
I never watched that documentary, so I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm not doing that. I was not on the bandwagon of what was.
Did you find Arnold's first?
I'm trying to right now. Maybe if I find. Oh well, his first feature film was Hercules in New York. Oh, Hercules in New York is actually the first one. Actually, it's
but his uncredited one.
I can't find first uncredited, but like uncredited cameo. The very next uncredited cameo is The Long Goodbye. So I think actually just Hercules in New York. You have to use. First movie, which is 1970, 3 years before this movie.
Marlowe's car was a 1948 Lincoln Continental Cabriolet that belonged to Elliot Gould. In 2013, it was in the National Automobile Museum for the Hara collection in Reno, Nevada, and where it had been repainted yellow.
Repainted yellow. Oh wow, that's not a good car to look yellow, I think. But okay, I'll take that. Yeah, I think that car is more appealing. It just has Elliot Gould's car and not as the Long Goodbye car. I mean, the Long Goodbye just isn't a car movie for one, and secondly, it never had it doesn't have that same cult following other car films have. So I don't think his car is really a character in this film, even though it is featured in a few scenes.
Marlowe always wears a tie with American flags on it. The tie looks plain red in the movie due to the cinematographer Vilmos Zsigmond's post-flashing techniques.
See, I saw cinematographer there too, and I just said, like, I'm not going to even try read that name.
There's one thing that bothered me about this movie. Elliot Gould smokes in every scene. I mean, every scene he is lighting up a cigarette.
It is definitely a thing where, like, how many things are we going to keep?
He's in the ocean, light up.
I know. It's like,
is he smoking in the ocean?
Like, how many things are we going to keep, like, going as, like, a private investigator kind of trope? Because, like, that is a private investigator trope. They always have a pistol, they always have a cigarette, and they're very cynical. Or a pipe or something like that.
But every single time he's always
smoking a cigarette or something like that, yeah. Just back to back. He was, Philip Marlowe was a 2-pack a day kind of guy.
2-pack. That was a 2-pack an hour. Director cameo Robert Altman has a cameo as uncredited as the man in front seat of the ambulance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Front seat of the ambulance. I don't even know that was in the movie.
Do what?
I had to go back and rewatch that scene. Like, okay, that's him. I guess.
Yeah, where he got hit by the car. Probably. Yeah. A spoiler, Robert Altman received a copy of the script while shooting Images in Ireland. He liked the ending because it was so out of character for Marlowe. He agreed to direct it, but only if the ending was not changed.
I know Elliot Gould also did the same thing. He only agreed to play the role if they agreed not to change the ending, like after he accepted the role.
There were 3 Dobermans used for the suicide scene. According to Nina Van Paladin, there was one that was fierce, one that was less fierce, and one that went into the water.
Wow. That's funny.
He's a good boy.
He runs right into the water, yeah.
I think the one that ran into the water was kind of like the crazy one from The Lion King. You know, the hyena.
That's one of the 3 hyenas, yeah. So they got to play Roger Waite's dogs. Those dogs were scary, though. I liked them a lot.
In Leah Brackett's original ending for the screenplay adaptation, Roger shoots himself, whereas in Raymond Chandler's original, Eileen shoots him. But in the movie...
He commits suicide.
No.
In the movie, Roger Waite. Yeah. He walks to the ocean.
I was thinking of...
he was going to swim to Mexico and kill Terry Lynn himself.
So,
Kyle... Should we end on a downer or a high?
Well, no, not yet. Let's talk a little bit about this movie, because there is some fun parts of this movie where the drug people actually put somebody to tell Philip Marlowe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Harry? Yeah. And Harry is just like, he's hilarious in this movie, because when you're telling somebody, you're not supposed to know that you're
being tailed,
right?
Yeah. But Philip Marlowe, as soon as he wakes up in the morning, goes off to do his investigative work, he just goes right downstairs, goes right up to Harry's car, says, "Hey, listen, Harry, here's my address in case you get lost trying to tell me as we go down the road. I'm going to be going this place, and this place, just so you know. I'm happy to be tailed by you. You're the best guy in the game, so I'm really happy to see you." And he's like, "Thanks, Phil." Harry's like, "Thanks, Phil. Really appreciate it." And so then... Philip immediately runs to a car, starts driving off, and Harry's looking at the note, he's like, "Oh yeah, I got too much." He starts
cleaning his car out.
Mm-hmm. Starts cleaning his car out, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just.
And so then they get to I think it's Roger's house, right?
Yeah, they go to Roger's house.
He's like, Harry. He's like, when you're supposed to tell somebody, you're not supposed to
let them know you're following them. Yeah, because Roger goes in just to walk in right beside him like he's his partner or something.
Yeah, so he goes to the door and you see Harry jump up on the door, Marlowe opens the door and Harry's still stuck on the door. You know what I mean?
It's great, almost slapstick levels of lunacy. Of just like, you're an idiot, Harry. Love you, but you're an idiot. That kind of idea. That's Marty Augustine's goon, obviously, like the mobster's kind of goon, crime lord.
I guess I'll go with my take on this first.
Go ahead. Proceed.
Let me preface this by saying I like detective movies.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Okay, go ahead.
I like detective movies a lot. I always like trying to figure out who the killer is. I like Clue, the board game. This movie, it's not your typical detective movie, and when I say it like that, is the plot just starts going all over the place. I mean, there's so much left to your imagination because they don't connect the dots for you. it kind of just jumped from scene to scene to scene, and then at the end you're like, wait, how did we get to this destination? You know, and after we talked at breakfast, I understand a lot more of it than what I would have if I was just watched it, you know what I mean, like I had when I was a little bit confused, because Marlowe deduces to his final conclusion based upon stuff that you don't see or even thought about putting together. Like where the $350,000 came back, because remember he had that $5,000 bill. Yeah. And he's like, oh, where'd you get this? He's like, well, a client gave it to me. He's like, yeah, whatever. He's like, well, you just stay right here. So he goes in, somebody comes in the room and he goes over there and he's like, hey, Marlowe, you were telling the truth. Right here's my $350,000, you know, in this bag. And you're like, okay, so now he just let Marlowe go because where did this $350,000 come?
Yeah.
It never says.
It never says it, but it's clear that Philip already figured that out before he even went in the room. Apparently, later, because he got your money back, and he realized that immediately. So
Right.
Phil's already figured it out, and they do basically nothing to explain that to the audience. I understand that. No,
Right.
you take me out.
So you have that issue. You really don't understand why Eileen, because there's a part where Roger just committed suicide in the ocean, and like the next day Eileen is gone, and Marlowe sees her driving away, and he's running up to her at like the stoplight,
trying to catch up to her,
and it turns green, and she just speeds off. She doesn't hear him, she doesn't see him, and then he gets hit by a car, ends up in the hospital. So you don't know what's going on there either, and it's not until the end of the movie where you finally realize that the guy that had murdered his wife, supposedly, at the beginning of the movie, Terry, basically had committed suicide in Mexico. It was in Mexico.
Framed his own suicide.
Right,
yeah.
framed. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah.
he killed himself in suicide. They have the photos and autopsy photos and all that. Then you deduce later that Marlowe, at the end of the movie, Marlowe goes down to Mexico, and he basically interrogates the police, where they come to find out that it was all just a sham anyway, and he gave him the $5,000 basically to take him to Terry. And so you see Marlowe and Terry's interaction, and Terry's like, look, you know, I just slapped her around a little bit or whatever. He's like, you killed her, you know, you strangled her to death or whatever he says.
Yeah.
I can't remember. And he's like, well, Marlowe, he's like, hey, just stay down here with me. He's like, nobody has to know. He's like, all that. And then Marlowe just pulls out a gun and shoots him. He kills him. He falls into the water.
He lost his cat.
Like,
Lost my cat.
Yeah, because he lost his cat. So then you see Marlowe walking away, and driving in is Eileen.
Yeah.
So I was a little confused. Did Eileen know about this the whole time? Is this Eileen's first time going down there? Was this planned out by Eileen and Terry for a long time? Because they lived right up the beach from each other on the thing. So I kind of hope, because she looks at Marlowe kind of looks at her, I kind of hope that was her first time going down there, and then when she gets there, she'll see that he's dead. I don't know if that's the case. She may have been going down there and seeing him all this time, you know, from the thing.
I like to think like they've been down there like maybe a couple of days, and like she just drove off like to go grocery shopping or do anything else, just like ran one errand and then came back, and along the way sees Philip Marlowe on the road walking down the other way, and then she decides to drive back home and figure out what he just did at home, and then finds Terry Lennox dead, presumably.
Right.
You know.
So to me, it was hard to watch as far as piecing together, because, like I said, I like watching movies. I like trying to pick up on clues and all this. And it's not until after you watch this movie and you sit down and either discuss with somebody like I did with you at breakfast, or you start really thinking about, maybe on a second viewing, it would come more full circle to me. But just watching it for the first time, it was kind of hard to grasp the whole like plot in the middle and then the ending, because I was kind of lost.
Yeah.
And that's nothing bad against the movie. It's just that's just how the plot came across.
Yeah, that's how the plot came across, and also like it was intentionally so, because I think like the plot is almost like it's not even the movie. The movie is about how confusing the time space of California was back then. Like it's in a world of like there's very little black and white. No one's necessarily all good or all evil. Like all the cops are kind of jerks and rude to Philip Marlowe, and all the criminals are also kind of rude but also kind of nice sometimes too. And so it's like a confusing world. Like no one's good, no one's evil. Everything's kind of a mess. And so there's nothing really to grab onto there. And even Philip Marlowe, like, you know, in like Humphrey Bogart films, he had a narration to him. He had ideas. He voiced his thoughts and what he was thinking to the audience. So like you were up to date. But But even like Philip Marlowe in this uncertain time of an uncertain world, he doesn't even know the right answers until the very end, and so he doesn't even bother giving his own. He doesn't bother sharing his own thoughts because he doesn't know what to say even from moment to moment. So like that's one of the things where like it's a time and place of like understanding California of the '70s, I think, in some kind of manner or way. But yeah, I can kind of like I think I got more of that naturalistic vibe of not trying to worry about the plot till afterwards, and then after multiple times I've seen it now, which I've probably seen it probably at least a dozen times or more by now, I could just kind of piece together the whole entire plot naturally of like Philip Marlowe's thoughts from every single day in the movie. Like even like the first time he gets a call from Eileen, then after that first night when Eileen mentions that she knew Terry Lennox, he concocts this whole idea like, oh, I bet Roger Wade killed Eileen, then ran off to the rehab facility, and then Terry Lennox knew that he decided to run away with the $350,000, and that Eileen knows about this and she's not saying anything because she wants to protect her husband or something like that. Then Roger commits suicide, and then Philip is he was like, Eileen, did Roger kill Eileen? Did Roger kill Sylvia Lennox? Did she do that? And then she's like, she maybe did, because that's Eileen's out, and she's still lying to him, and she realized like, oh, that's wrong. And then like he gets paid $10,000 by her in a $10,000 bill and all those kind of things too. And then like the money gets returned back to the mobster guys. So like he knows that Eileen's lying to her in some way, so he knows that he can't get contact with her. So his only choice now is to go back to Mexico, which he did at least once. And you realize like, oh, the Mexican police are also lying to me. They've been paid off by someone, either the mobster guys who killed him and then had the mother covered up, or like Eileen or something like that, or Roger Wade killed him and got it covered up. But either way, like the cops are a no-go. But the only people he can go back to is he goes back to Mexico, and then he bribes the cops again, and then they take him to Terry Lennox and get him the information there. So like the plot, like it makes sense in my mind because I kind of understand like how Philip Marlowe can take each step he makes, even though he doesn't explain anything he does. It does make sense of like a private eye's mindset of like, okay, I'm going to investigate this. This is my theory. I'm going to do this next. Kind of like a doctor or an investigator even, or a cop, So kind of cool there. Like I think like maybe the film will have like benefits like repeat viewing for you if you ever want to watch it again. I don't blame if you don't. It's fine too. Like I really enjoy it for that, and I think like it has a longer tail. Like the more I watch it, the more I appreciate it because it's got a lot of weird eccentricities. Like,
there's like a group of 5 or 6 ladies that are his neighbors on top of the
who are always topless and high as a kite.
Yeah, and then they're like, hey Marlowe, if you're going down there, can you give me some brownie mix? Or they're just there for no reason.
They're there for no reason. They just exist there, and they're not even thinking. I love Harry's like, I think they're a bunch of lesbians. Like no, they do yoga. What's yoga? I don't know. That's what they do. It's like, what do they do for a living? I think they had a candle shop. And it's like, I remember when people just had jobs.
It was so to me that was like, it's a really weird, and I don't know, and it may be the way it's shot with the cinematographer, the way he did it, where he flashed out the colors or whatever, kind of made it that old
muted, almost postcard like look to it.
Yeah, like the dull pastel, the really dull color.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I didn't hate the movie. It was just hard to deduce from beginning to end.
It's a hard movie to get initially. I understand that entirely. So yeah, and I guess like part of like the more I watch it, the more I really like it. But I understand like it's as like you see by the film's gross worldwide earnings.
a lot of people don't. Right. So I'm just saying like if I would have went to the movies to see this, I don't think it would have given my word of mouth to, hey, you need to go see this movie.
Yeah. I totally understand like a bait and switch kind of scenario. Like putting the name Philip Marlowe means detective noir story. This is not that in many respects. Like like Elliot Gould's Philip Marlowe is nothing like Humphrey Bogart's Philip Marlowe. Nothing at all. Very completely different characters. This is more in the vein of like, hey, if you want to watch The Long Goodbye, then you might like maybe you watch like The Big Lebowski if you want to watch a foolish who shouldn't have gotten involved in a conspiracy at all and then learned basically nothing. It's basically the exact same plot of Long Goodbye, except Long Goodbye actually solves the mystery at the end of the day and does some action. But it's almost like it's almost like a one track. Like you watch like Humphrey Bogart and The Big Sleep, then you watch The Long Goodbye, and then you watch The Big Lebowski, and you just see a complete like a spectrum from left to right in terms of like
Marlowe,
what you expect versus what you get.
Right. So for me, it's an okay movie. It's not one that it's not one that I wouldn't say you have to watch. I mean, it's got some funny moments in it, like the cat that'll only eat one certain kind of cat food, and he goes to the store to get cat food because he's out. And he tries to trick the cat by dumping it. He buys the cheap one, and he tries to
open the can, and he forces it back in the other can.
And the cat knows. I was waiting for the cat to reach up and smack him, but the cat wouldn't eat it either. You know what I mean?
He's like, "No, you can't do this," because you can't lie to a cat.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. But it's just a slow burn for me. So
yeah, Meanwhile, I'm like, it's very clear on the I'm the other way of the spectrum. Like, this is a film I've had on the list for us to cover for a very long time. I really, really love this film. I've probably seen it a dozen or more times, and I probably will in the future again continue to watch it over and over and over again, because there's just something about it I find kind of soothing in a way, I guess. Like, me, it's just all the pastels and the Long Goodbye song. It's just like, it's something I can just kind of like sit back and kind of like wash over me in a vibe of mystery, I guess.
Yeah,
and
you should have seen him. He was in here singing the Long Goodbye a minute ago.
Long Goodbye. Yeah. But also, I just think, it's just a cool vibe I get from like the 70s and overall in California of just like, oh, this is just a world of confusion that I relate to every day more and more.
So there you have it. That's the Long Goodbye. And this is why we don't let Kyle pick movies. No,
never again.
Don't forget, just a few short days.
Right around the corner this weekend.
This weekend. It'll be about 4 days from now, 5 days from now. So
the 16th of July.
Pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie. So I think you guys will have fun with what Kyle and I will be covering that day, and some surprises we may or may not have in store. So, but until then, I think the episode's coming to a close,
and that's a wrap. And what? Oh, what are we doing?
It's got to be a long goodbye, and that's a wrap. And that's a wrap. Clip noise.